Venezuela is a country of beautiful landscapes and surprising sights. The Andes Mountains provide a stunning backdrop to some of the most colourful and lively cities on the planet, which in turn breeds a population who's passionate about local food. It's also home to a very good friend of mine who has challenged me to cook the national dish. Pabellon Criollo has a lot of regional variations, but it's basically shredded beef stewed with cumin and tomato, rice, some fried plantain, and an amazing black bean and bacon side dish. And this is traditionally served in almost quarters on a dish to represent the flag. So let's get cooking. Here's what you're going to need for the stewed beef. Just cover with boiling water. And we're now just going to simmer the meat and the veggies just for 2 hours, and it just needs to be a rolling boil. It doesn't need to be a proper boil. We're going to make this meat nice and tender. When the meat's cooked, we're going to reserve some of the stock, but also we're going to take the meat out and let it cool for a little while. So, see you in 2 hours. Now the meat is cool, shred it between 2 forks just like you would pulled pork. Make sure it's all nice and small chunks and fibrous. And now let's move on to the black beans. So while our beef is now cooling down, it's bacon time. So let's add some bacon to some oil. Good plug of oil. Let's start these off. So this is going to start the basis of our black beans. And the black beans I'm using are canned, but of course you could just use normal black beans, soak them and cook them through. But let's face it, cans are so much easier. So now we've got these frying. Just going to up the temperature a little bit. Time to add really everything but the beans. So a couple of cloves of garlic, onion, that was the full chopped onion, cumin, teaspoon of cumin, and our half bell pepper, our half red pepper. So let's keep these frying, and these only need to fry for a couple of minutes just to start to soften before we add the black beans. So after 3-4 minutes, it's time for a good dousing black pepper. A few good grinds. And the final thing, our drained 500 grams of black beans. So in the famous words of Bob Ross, let's give them a few minutes to get to know each other. So after 5 minutes of giving this a really good little stir fry, that's our beans sorted. So it's on to the next step. These can be, I can put these to one side, we can heat them through a little bit later when everything else is ready. So here we go with the rice. It's just rice, you know how to cook it. Salted water, boil away, drain when it's ready. And that's it really, that's going to be one of our 3 elements. So let's add the garnish element to our dish. A couple of plantain. So let's go and fry these plantains. Got the biggest of frying pans, got some hot oil. Oh, it's more than I thought. The first time I've said that. So let's fry these a few minutes aside. This isn't the ripest of plantains, so I'm probably going to have to go to town on it. So let's fry these a few minutes each side. flip them over, and then that's our garnish done. Here's what you're going to need for the last step to bring everything together. It's time to stir fry that beef. So here we go, the final stage. So here's our shredded casserole beef. A little bit of oil in there. So let's add most of the last ingredients. We've got the onions, peppers, cumin, and the garlic. So let's give that a little bit of a stir fry so the flavours combine, certainly a few minutes. You may find, like me, that you've been a total idiot and are using a pan way too small for what it's intended for, just to save on washing up. However, it's not going to work, so I've transferred it through to the original pan now, which is a lot bigger. And it's been a good 5 minutes now. A lot of the flavours here are combined, so it's time for the last two bits. Which is really one big tomato, chopped up, and that reserve stock, a 250ml or thereabouts of reserve stock. And now we're going to combine it. Add healthy amount of salt and pepper. You can taste it at this point, but I'm big pepper themed. So we're just going to let that come up to the boil and let it simmer away for 10 minutes, just so the sauce is very, very thick. You want it to thicken and reduce because you don't really want a wet mess on the plate. So let's take it to that point. So it's been 15-16 minutes, almost dry. And I think we're ready to plate up.